guess it only makes a sound the first time a message is made? That's interesting. Anyway... Alright. Let's do that to display 2. Oh, I need to do something first, actually. So, I'm trying to grab stuff. Properties. Get over here. Like, right there. And then... Yay! There we go. It's a little crowded, but I can see it. Okay. Put that over here. Perfect. Alright, cool. I did move some stuff around the layout. So obviously the chat's down below. We also have the chat on the second monitor. The gameplay over there, and then we got the main monitor right here. I might give it some eyes too, like a little image or something just popping in there. Oh yeah, didn't quite turn out like I hoped. For an icon, I don't think it turned out too bad, I suppose. It looks pretty good, honestly. Just not quite what I was hoping it would turn out. And then I've slowly started learning other stuff, like image YouTuber thing. So we got one of those old school pictures of Pikachu that can do little talking animations. That's pretty cool. I'll probably showcase that on Twitch at some point. Maybe Monday-ish, next time I go live. If I go live in the next 2 days, it's going to be random whenever I do. It's whatever. I mean, you guys know what it's supposed to represent anyway, so it's fine. Nothing a little drawing on it can't fix. We move on. We get to 4110. I think I'm going to hit where that subscriber and number is. I think we're going to split it into 2 boxes. And we're going to shrink the number 1 down so it fits with the channel art stuff. That way we can maybe move that Twitch subscribe and thank you buttons over, move the little stars over, and then we have a little bit more room on the overlays. It's kind of crowded, as you can see. Like, I try not to overcrowd it, but there's so much I like to have on the screen that it's kind of inevitable for me. Of course, we're at the start of the charger Joy-Con too, so yeah, that was. But yeah, here in about 2 resets, I'm gonna clear this up a little bit, clean it up, because yeah, that's a little much to have on screen. Plus, if we leave it idle, it'll go through some frames and it'll get funky. You know. But yeah, surprisingly, level of Sonic on the Twitch side was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like, literally the part I was stressing out about was you just jump over said section and you're right at the end of the level. It's like, really? Alright, let's get this overlay cleaned up a little. much, but I'm also trying to make it look semi-fancy. See, you might see something cool. Those little shiny stars remind me of like the Gen 2, Gen 3-ish shiny sprites. Shiny animations, so that's kind of why I threw those up there, just for, you know, the heck of it. I'm gonna figure out something to put on the icon's eyes though, because I don't like it just being blank. It looks kind of weird. I mean, it's at least something that makes me stand out just a little bit, the icon thing, so that's always cool. I think this layout is supposed to be more of like an intermission thing, but I'm going to use it more as like a streaming layout, which is big screen for game, little screen for the streamer, we got room for chat and stuff, so yeah. There we go. I think that's where we're supposed to be at. I was trying to keep Bulbasaur and Charmander equal, but I just went back to Bulbasaur, so that's what we're gonna do. Plus, Bulby's in the lead anyway, so there is more of a likelihood that we'll find it before we find Charmander. And if we do, it's gonna be cool, because then we can start the Badgequest. Still haven't figured out the rules for yet. Like I said, I might just alternate them, like we do the route part first, and then we do like maybe a softer set hunt, so we can add multiple layers to it, you know, make it even more interesting. Because like the typical Nuzlocke, lots of people have run that. Very few people combine like Badgequests and Nuzlockes, you know, that sort of thing. That's the idea for a Badgequest. I don't know if anyone's ever actually tried that, so I might be the first. Of course, in order to start it, I have to actually find the starter, and two, I have to make sure it is not sitting in a favorable situation with Charmander. Because I would rather not have our little pet plant burnt to a crisp. That would suck. especially when we're a little above half odds now. The only thing I really need to add is maybe like a sub badge or something. I think like raids and hype trains are more Twitch stuff. Plays anyway, so but obviously if you put your own thing, it makes you stand out just a bit more, obviously. So if something happens, I would like to see it on the screen, which would be great. Eventually we'll find a little plant. If we find a plant, maybe we can start looking for blizzards again. Snorlax, Nuzlocke, new cartridge maybe. Who knows, maybe when we get to a 100 sub special, we might, after the Safari Zone thing that we're gonna do, maybe do like a, I don't know, maybe like a global Kanto challenge or something, where we try and find one very shiny, perhaps? Yeah. I think I'm gonna make the stipulation though, where it has to be in some form of a Kanto game, like straight up red, blue, yellow. Maybe Gen 2, but I prefer it to be Gen 1, like red, blue, yellow, green, violet, leaf, green, or Let's Go style format. And it would have to be on physical hardware, obviously. Because that's how I prefer to run that sort of challenge. I'm just thinking out loud, I guess. But I think if we get far enough in one of the files, I think a 100 sub special hunt will be Deoxys. Because obviously it's in these ports, it would be really easy to get access to, and it'd be something fun to do for 100 sub special, so why not? You know? Or maybe do multiple legendaries for the, 30th anniversary plus the upcoming eventual 100 sub special. Because we're not too far away, we're at like 82 subscribers as you guys can see on the screen, so we're like 12 away from the 100 we want to get to. Which was kind of my whole goal between 25 Twitch side, I've been trying to diversify content again. Like Monday, Tuesdays we do Fire Victory. I think Wednesdays is Sonic. Thursdays is XD. And then Fridays is like Doom Dark Ages, which is today. Well, it's almost Saturday now, but you guys know what I mean. I'll have to update my Twitter later. It's so sparkly. So many shiny stars. But I mean, besides a slight mess up, the channel icon did turn out pretty good, so. Etsy's got some good stuff if you know where to look. It's like kind of, how do you explain it? Like a fan-made shop or fan service shop? I don't know. Third-party shop? It's pretty cool. It's got lots of interesting things. Release Emerald on the Switch, hopefully in English, then from you, then we get on it. We're just waiting for Nintendo to unveil it. Kind of like how we're waiting on Crystal for the longest time for the 3DS. We know Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are coming. It's just a matter of when are they going to release it. Hi. Hope you guys like the channel upgrades. Had to move stuff around so it looked less junky. Trying to find a little plenty more. Maybe if I move this one further away, it'll be less of an echo. Testing, testing. That seems to help. Testing, testing. Okay, cool. Seems to help. Well, maybe not. Yep, don't do that. Don't do that. Apparently. Let's just sit you over there. quest we could do in Gen 3. Probably hatch a shiny ladybug at some point. That would take a while, but it'd be fun. Be a hunt we could work towards. eventually you will find Bulbasaur. Something tells me we have not seen the last of the Paradox Pokemon. I feel like we're gonna bring them back in some way. Some way, some shape, some form. Like maybe in a future region. Say they make it take place future on in the timeline. Or further back in the past. Like a Legends game, they make a third one, and they probably will, would be, in my opinion, a really good excuse to bring back some Paradox Pokemon. And if they were to make, say, a future game in the Unova region, then another reason to do that. Like, say, maybe a Legends Johto or a Legends Galar, and then follow up with, like, a futuristic Unova or something, you know? Then you could have a past and future Paradox thing. Which, I mean, that whole thing was really interesting. Scarlet Violet was cool and all, but I think my main interest started really hitting toward the end game. When we got to Area 0 and got to explore, you know, the crater of Paldea. And then there was all these Paradox Pokemon running around, and it's like, that's really cool. Especially when no one knew what type they were right at the beginning. It's like, what do I even use against this thing? Luckily, most of their names, at least in the past versions, were kind of like a hint as to what they were. So they were low-key kind of telling you how to beat them. Whereas with the future ones, you kind of have to guess. Because knowing what type they were. The past ones were kind of easy to tell. I mean, if you think about it, ribbons kind of signify fairies in a way. Sylveon, the ultimate form of Mischievous, what's it called? Screamtail. Fluttermane. I had to think about it for a second. And on the Switch too, those things are so easy to get. You literally just need the right time of day. Like, you pop a ghost sandwich during the day, you go to the third area, fourth area, whatever, Great Crater, you just sit there and wait. They just start popping like crazy. Like, you gotta despawn the non-shiny ones, obviously, that are technically non-existent. But once you start doing that, you start getting some shiny Fluttermanes pretty quick. This Badgequest is the first Nuzlocke, or at least the Canter region, then just trying to remember the other two regions that we did a poll on. I think it was Gym Pool, so basically DSP, and then I think it was either Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet. Those two. Honestly, I feel like Sword and Shield would be more interesting. And I know they were all tied because they were all like 33%. I'll have to do some thought with the eyes on the channel. So far, that's gonna be a bit. Here soon. Probably right after we get to like 4,200 encounters. Bulbasaur definitely feels the poisonous dark frog. Because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to semi-be based on a frog, just because of how it is designed. Charmander is obviously supposed to be a lizard, and Squirtle is, you know, a turtle. Encounters and then take an intermission. Got our second wave going. We're gonna need it. Boom. Woo. Certain Pokemon. Chat. Sorry I missed your chat. I was upstairs doing stuff for a second. It's the inhibition screen, so. But I'll give a shout out to Evie-Boy-E. Hello. See how many encounters we can get in. We start at 49.6. So we're almost done. Closer to 200. Like I said, if we ended up getting the Bulba, then we can zero in on little Mander guy over there. Eventually we'll be doing you and other stuff. like, Deoxys is like a top tier hunt for me. We already got a Kadabra on the Blastoise file set up with Thunder Wave. So all we gotta do is trade it, evolve it, trade it back, and we'll have an Alakazam. So we can paralyze the Deoxys right off the bat, right off rip, and then just check Pokeballs and stuff until we catch it. Essentially. Should be that easy. Either that or I super level up a Paris and Parasect, teach it Spore, and then we just whittle away at the Deoxys until we catch it. Either strategy would work. That reminds me, I need to open raid a little bit and collect all my freebies. We're actually getting stronger now. We've got our base power of our 5 set of characters up to 100,000 now. So we're able to start slowly taking on the higher tier bosses. If I can get SEO's final Splitsall, I can finally get him up to the full rank 6. Which is what I want to do. I could have already gotten it. I had Perfect Soul, but somehow I lost it. Can't find it now, don't know what happened. There was one in the shop, but I didn't have enough coins, so couldn't get that. So I gotta wait for the next rotation, wait for me to have enough coins, and then I can finally make Ezio perfected like I should have been able to from the beginning. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. Kind of convoluted, because I had the Perfect Soul thing. I should have just been able to straight up use it, but I don't know. Don't know what happened there. So, whatever. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. But yeah, I'll start trying to diversify what I stream on here too. Kind of branch out again, like we're doing on Twitch. And try and give you guys a variety of different things. Probably try and get some Zelda or Mario or something. Fighting games maybe, first person shooter games, I don't know. We'll randomize it. Figure out where we're going with it. We'll still do Pokemon, obviously. It's like the main thing I'm about, but this way you guys get a little variety, you know? Definitely need to dig out the Wii U and do, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. That would be a fun one to do on the channel. Not to mention that you guys would see a Wii U, which not a lot of people probably have anymore. Or even know what it is, because it confused a lot of people apparently in terms of, like, people wanting to buy it. Like, they weren't sure exactly what it was. It was basically the beta Switch, if you think about it. Because basically what they did to make the Switch was they took the idea of the gamepad, they chopped off the corners to make the Joy-Cons, and then the main part was the screen, hence the Nintendo Switch was born. Yeah, that's probably the beta story for the Nintendo Switch, which is funny. literally born from a failed system or somewhat unsuccessful system. Maybe it's more accurate to say. Regardless. But yeah, crazy how much of a color change there is between normal and shiny Bulbasaur. And then Charmander goes from orange to yellow. And then Squirtle to a shell and a lighter body. At this point, I'm kind of predicting we may not see shiny Bulbasaur until about 6,000, but we'll see. We might get lucky. Might. But yeah, I'm definitely going to give that icon some eyes, because I don't like the dead look thing. There's no eyes. It's weird. And then maybe something to put over the smile, I don't know exactly what I would do there. Maybe just like a generic anime-ish smile or something. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm awake now. Probably because I had this the Alani Strawberry Sunrise energy drink. At some point, though, I need to go for a shiny Eevee and XD. But yeah, just the fact that when Champions comes out April 8th, apparently it's only going to support Mega Evolution at launch and only fully evolved Pokemon, which is a big oof. Not the best decision, especially when they've had so long to work on it, I feel like. Really? Not a good look. Not a good look. Like, I'll still, play it, but, like, you're limiting it that much at launch? Come on. That is a move in the wrong direction. Like, I think we can all agree on that. Like, if you're gonna promote a game about competitive Pokemon, everybody needs to be present. Not, drip feed it to you. So the game isn't bare bones, and you actually have something to do. You know? Excusez-moi. Woo. Come on, Bulby Plant. Bulby Plant. Oh. Whoa. Funnily enough, there's like two different variations of that icon. There's a smiling and kind one, and then there's a darker version of it where it's like menacing looking. I might save that one for more of a special event. Maybe say we have a darker stream in mind or something, darker game maybe. Then I post the other icon, so to speak. But yeah, probably Monday next Twitch stream on the Galaxy side, we'll probably be unveiling the picture or how do you say it? Like PNG tuber thing with Pikachu. You guys will probably find it somewhat interesting. Like I said, we got our Discord set up and all that, so. We're getting things rolling as figures. Honestly, that icon is kind of starting to rub off on me. I'm starting to like it. I mean, it's a little messed up, but it's nothing too terrible. Nothing I couldn't fix, like a little writing of an A. Just for some reason, there was a Q put on it. It wasn't supposed to be a Q. And I was hoping it was yellowish golden to, you know, be an actual shiny ladybug, but yeah, well, you know. I mean, if I pop it into paint or something, maybe I can edit that? I don't know. maybe see if I could get one made in like an actual Lediba format, you know, or something else. Maybe have it based on the icon, you know, but like in the correct colors, obviously. Excuse me. Still far cry away from 200, but we're getting closer. But since it's the 30th anniversary and all, maybe we could try for like a Kanto National Dex as a challenge. Like get every single one of the original Kanto Pokemon in this game shiny. Could try that. That would be kind of a fun challenge, honestly. Tough challenge too, considering the odds are 81-92. But the good part is any duplicate would just cut our time, because if we ended up getting a few things under odds and the same thing multiple times, you know, then that's one less thing we have to look for later. I was still floored when we found that Squirtle though a while back. That was amazing. So I wasn't expecting it. I was just playing on the Switch Lite, you know, for laughs, and then I end up getting it at like 421. It's like, well, dang. Okay. That was an awesome experience, honestly. I actually wish you guys luck on your hunts. I hope you find them super early. For some reason, I seem to have good luck with water starters, because I found Totodile in Silver really quickly, and I found Squirtle and Fire Red Leaf Cream really quickly, so maybe I should hunt Mudkip when Sapphire comes out. Maybe I'll get it early too. I don't know if, like, the ID number played into that or not, but still. Eventually, we'll keep looking for Fion for my cousin. Whenever I get that, I'll end up trading it to him. So that helps him with his national dex or whatever he's doing. Still funny that you can game chat with this game, which is pretty cool. So imagine people doing like Safari zones, but like a 4-way game chat. That'd be crazy. especially if like everyone got a shiny at the same time. That would be the craziest trade. Literally. Or like their starter hunting or legendary hunting, you know. Like, I mean, yeah, you can do something similar with game, or not game chat, Discord and stuff, but it's not quite the same, in my opinion. Bulbasaur. Between it and Charmander, we're almost at 8,000. Let's drive me if I accidentally reset one and not even noticed. Bust out the Wii at some point and start exercising with it. Finally got a new sensor bar so it actually works right again. Because I bought a third-party one at one point and it didn't work. So I bought an OEM one, and of course I plug it in. Oh yeah, it works again. It's like, okay, cool. So yeah, that was nah. Some point, maybe I'll get some Dragon Ball games for the Wii. Like the old school fighting ones. Like the Tenkaichis or something. I think that'd be a good way to exercise. I think Tenkaichi 2 and 3 made it to the Wii, but the first one didn't. I think they skipped over it. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what happened. And then I think some of the big guys made it to the GameCube. Come on, shiny Bobby. Let the Bulbasaur shine. It's gonna be so great once we get to the Pokemon Tower, because basically, yeah, it's gonna be cool. I think that's gonna be the one place where I'm going to allow infinite heals, and only because it's built into that place. Hello, hello. 250. Not a bad number. 46 more. And we will have made 2 encounters tonight, which is not bad. That is good progress. I'm so excited when we get to the post game. We got points for Entei, Raikou, Suicune, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Mewtwo, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Deoxys. We got a lot of stuff to do. That is something we could do. There's a post-game activity. After we beat the game, we could breed for the starter we didn't pick. Like, say, on Bulbasaur's file, we could breed for Squirtle. On Charmander's file, we could breed for Bulbasaur. And on Squirtle's file, we could breed for Charmander, I suppose? I mean, something. So now it is all natural energy. I'm probably going to be crashing here soon, but oh well. Oops. But yeah, of course, the thing stopping me Sonic 1 was just a little ledge problem. And labyrinth zone or whatever with Eggman. Like, it's all because I couldn't reach the top for the longest time. And now we're in whatever the next zone was. I don't know how many zones are left in that game, but once we are through that, then I gotta try and tackle Sonic 2. Once we tackle Sonic 2, then we're gonna do Sonic 3. And while I could try and get all the emeralds in Sonic 2, I don't think I am. Just because I'm not very good at those special stages in 2, I'm better at them in 3. Plus, I have a feeling I have a much better chance at trying to get them in 3. So we'll just get the super forms in 3 for Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and if you have the Origins Plus edition, which I do, we can do Amy as well. So that'll be cool, because Amy's got a super and a hyper form, surprisingly. You know, because they added that in remasters, remakes, whatever you want to call them. And she can throw her hammer and stuff, so it's kind of cool. Just got her own little side gimmicks and stuff. The one thing I think I didn't like, though, about Origins is they took away Tails' super keys, which I really liked. It made him, you know, more of a unique character. But it also made him kind of broken in the originals, because you could literally just have the super flickies attack the boss, and you could just sit there and do nothing. It was kind of funny. But maybe it's for the best. I also find it funny that if you, like, level selected Knuckles and Tails into Sonic's stage, the Doomsday Zone, in Sonic 3 and Knuckles the original, they would come out as like this glitchy, pixelated sprite mess. But if you turn them into like an item box or something and turn them back, then their sprites were normal, and then they could just go through the stages, nothing happened. Which is kind of funny. I'm wondering if like something similar would happen with Ease, right? If you got her to the Doomsday Zone. I'll have to try that as an experiment once we get further along on our Sonic playthrough on Twitch. I'm actually curious how that would work out. Super End. Regular Chaos Emeralds. Also, I wish they would do like a classic game, but set in Silver's and Blaze's timeline. Because, like, I'd like to see how a classic game plays out with the Soul Emeralds, you know? And I would love to see the Time Stones come back, because they only made an appearance in Sonic CD. And that also creates, if you think about it, timeline split. Because there's a timeline where Eggman won, there's a timeline where Eggman lost. You know, there's a timeline where Eggman had infinite time because he had all the time stones. So, in theory, there is a good and a bad future in the Sonic universe. Sonic multiverse, maybe even. So, if the game developers wanted to play into that, you know, there's a plot for a game. There's potential there. And it would be, you know, really interesting if they explored that. Like maybe, you know, in the timeline where Eggman had infinite time, maybe he recruited Shadow. Maybe they never had any differences. He never tried to do what he was planning on doing, obviously. Like maybe, I don't know, they recruited Nephilis, what's his name? Or yeah, Nephilis, Infinite, like a whole bunch of different characters, and in the Infinite Evil timeline, they just were super powerful or something, you know? Kind of like, the name of the game. The game with Infinite in it, obviously. Kind of like that timeline, but better, I feel like. Maybe even Neo Metal Sonic and Super Neo Metal Sonic. Like, could you imagine if, like, Neo Metal Sonic used the Super Emeralds? Like, how powerful would he be? You know? Like, legit, I'm curious about that one. Or Shadow. Or Silver, you know? Some characters that would never use the Super Emeralds. How powerful would they become, you know? And another question, could Eggman use the Chaos Emeralds? You know? Could you imagine if Eggman used the Chaos or Super Emeralds, or even Master Emerald? His intelligence would probably go through the roof. Because the emeralds are kind of like a wish-granting thing in a way. So kind of similar to Dragon Balls. You know? And the fact that, like, one of Eggman's most terrifying creations was Megasonic. I think from Sonic Green Knuckles, the blue version, because it was literally able to absorb energy from the Master Emerald, like the thing that controls and keeps the Chaos Emeralds in balance. Yeah, that thing was powering it. And he had a super form. Temporary super form, but, you know, still. I would say, besides Metal Sonic, that was one of his semi-most terrifying and successful creations, to an extent. But yeah, Sonic CD, for the longest time I didn't even know it was a Sega CD game. I thought it was just like a PC game. I played it on PC for the longest time. You know, I didn't know it was like a Dreamcast or anything else. Was it Dreamcast? No, Sega CD, that's right. Regardless, it was one of my favorite Sonic games, obviously growing up. It's, you know, PC, it's fun to play. Got all the time stones originally on the save file. I like the original PC version better than the ports and the remakes, though, because you could literally beat the game and then go back to the stages you were at previously and get them. Whereas in the newer versions, you can only start from the last, like, level or whatever, which makes it hard to get all the time stones in one playthrough. But hoping Sonic Heroes comes to the NSO GameCube, because that would be cool. If not, I have it on GameCube disc somewhere. So that I'm on PS2 and PC. Like, funnily enough, Sonic Heroes did come out on PC. So maybe sometime I'll bust that out and we'll do a playthrough of Sonic Heroes. That'd be so fun. Love Sonic Heroes. One of my favorite 3 Sonic games besides Sonic Adventures. Of the 2, I think I like Sonic Adventure 2 more. Maybe it's because I guess the models look a little bit better than me too. One wasn't bad. It was decent for the time. I find it funny that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are basically almost perfect anime recreations. And then Sonic X came out later, and it essentially followed the same storyline. So that was pretty interesting. If I found the Bulbasaur, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna be ecstatic, and I'm gonna lose it. Find it, you guys will know. And if we ever find it, I might make a short on it with my phone. Since I am apparently now far enough on the YouTubes that we can do mobile streaming, which I wasn't able to do before, so that's great. Which means we can start making some shorts or whatever. Not quite sure what I would do with that, but it's something. just in case. Bulba hunt. Engage. But I have the feeling that Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, as well as Heart Gold, Silver, maybe even Black and White will all hit the Switch in some way, shape, or form. Like, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald is basically guaranteed at this point. As for DS stuff, maybe questionable, but I feel like it probably will. It's been such a long time since those said games have been seen, and a lot of people would like to play Heart Gold, Soul Silver on the Nintendo Switch. So, not only that, you have the old events that they could reactivate, or built into the end of the game. Not to mention, that'd be a way for them to fight, like, price gouging and stuff, the original cartridges. Scalloping, whatever you want to call it. Bulbasaur. If we find it, I might have to make a short. volume level on YouTube are like two totally different things, especially with the little volume sliders. I think we'll end up stopping at 4296 just because we made some decent progress tonight. Next time we'll activate our timer so we can see how much we're live. Alright, 2 more. Understand though why the one Joy-Con is always drained more than the other. It makes no sense. They should both drain evenly in terms of battery life. But for some reason, the one on the left always seems to be out of battery faster than the one on the right, and I can't for the life of me understand that. You know? Anyone else have that issue? With the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, 1 or 2. But surely I'm not the only one with that issue. Maybe we'll go to 4,300 actually. Stop at an even number. I mean, 96 is probably a good number, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's only 4 extra, let's do it. Can you imagine O's shock if he didn't realize he had a shiny and he just gave it away? Oh, that'd be hilarious animated. He'd probably be baffled. He'd be like, wait, I have a shiny? 4,300. Sad about the loss. Sad, but to be expected. Alright. It has been fun. But I will see you guys in the next one. Sometime Monday, probably around 11 p.m.